So let's start with Jimmy Kimmel's wife, Molly McNearney, however you say it, a woman whose greatest hardship in life is deciding which private jet to take to Aspen. Roll this one, boys.
I voted Republican straight ticket, and that's what I was told to do. And then I left.
Even Bill Maher. Let's roll Bill.
Molly McNearney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because...
And Jimmy, while we're here, I'm not going to let your wife take all the heat, although you are her ventriloquist dummy, since she controls your jokes as the head writer. Roll it, guys.
You tried to get me fired in September. It didn't work, Mr. President.
This first clip is from earlier in the year. She told the country multiple times, roll it.
You really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists.
Welcome to Stay in the Fray podcast. I'm your host, Ryan. This is where headlines get hit hard, hypocrisy gets shredded, and the absurd are laughed at. If you want comfort, this isn't your place. If you want blunt and unfiltered, I'm your guy. Join me in the fray.
All you gotta do is just listen up.
Hey guys, it's been a little while. Glad to be back. I'm doing a night episode, so scotch in hand, ready to roll as I go after some more liberal meltdowns. Late night TV millionaires crying about their Trump voting family. A congresswoman making up crime stats of her own. A United States representative calling Somalia home. And Gavin Newsom literally caught lying while telling us how much he hates lying politicians. And they're flooding timelines with this new Trump voters, and they're now flooding timelines with this Trump voters are begging for forgiveness story. I talked to 3 of them today, and they all said the same thing. Please stop. We're busy winning. Welcome to the Meltdown. Let's watch it burn. Another episode, another round of liberals proving they'd rather burn the country down than admit that they lost it. As mentioned, the new memo of the month to these people is pure fan fiction. Millions of Trump voters are already apologizing. Sure, because they suddenly realized they accidentally elected a guy who wants cheaper gas, no new wars, and safer streets for Americans. The modern left has one play left in the playbook. Scream louder, make shit up, and hope the algorithm boosts it before anybody notices. We notice. I notice. I always notice. This is Stay in the Fray podcast. It is December the 1st, 2025. Let's roll. So let's start with Jimmy Kimmel's wife, Molly McNearney, however you say it, a woman whose greatest hardship in life is deciding which private jet to take to Aspen. Well, she went on a podcast recently with her husband and explained why she can no longer speak to parts of her own family. Roll this one, boys.
I voted Republican straight ticket, and that's what I was told to do. And then I left St. Louis, Missouri, and I met people from different backgrounds, and I started to understand different things and different needs and different people. And there's like a little bit of sympathy I have for people in my family that I feel are kind of being deliberately misinformed every day. Mm-hmm. And they're deliberately being misinformed every day. Mm-hmm. And they believe it. But it hurts me so much because of the personal relationship I now have where my husband is out there fighting this man. And to me, them voting for Trump is them not voting for my husband and me and our family.
Excuse me, lady, your husband isn't fighting anyone. He's reading cue cards that you wrote as his head writer, while the two of you circle jerk each other over how brave you're being for hating half the country from a gated mansion. That is not combat. It's cosplay. And this whole I feel sorry for Republicans in my family because they're deliberately misinformed. Bullshit. Sweetheart, the only thing you're informed about is which rosé pairs best with self-righteousness. Even Bill Maher, he had to step in. And if you won't listen to me torture as somebody on the other side of the aisle, then perhaps you listen to one of your own. Let's roll Bill.
Molly McNearney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, 10 reasons. I could think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics. They make them rethink you. Somewhere along the way, my values became code for I'm the only one with a moral compass. You know what would have been a better exercise? Write a top 10 list to yourself where you try to imagine 10 reasons why 77 million Americans didn't want to trust you with taking power. And I say that as someone who votes Democratic. As I like to remind my very pure friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost.
There it is. Bill Maher just performed an exorcism on his own party in 90 seconds. And he's right. Somewhere along the line that he said, my values became liberal code for I'm the only one with a moral compass, and you're all drooling cultists. Molly, your family didn't abandon you or your husband. They just got tired of being treated like NPCs in your personal redemption arc. And Jimmy, while we're here, I'm not going to let your wife take all the heat, although you are her ventriloquist dummy since she controls your jokes as the head writer. Listen to this. Another one of his selfless, misinformed monologues. You tell me if it's funny. Roll it, guys.
You tried to get me fired in September. It didn't work, Mr. President. I admire your tenacity. If you're watching tonight, which I presume you are, how about this? I'll go when you go, okay? We'll be a team. Let's ride off into the sunset together like Butch Cassidy and the Suntan Kid. And until then, if I may borrow a phrase from you, quiet, Piggy.
Ooh. So clever. Bro, nobody tried to get you fired, much less the President of the United States. Only the trained SEALs believe that. You got yourself in hot water for spreading fake news about Charlie Kirk's assassination. And then you cried when people brought down consequences. Your ratings are so bad. Gutfeld beat you with 1/3 the budget and half of the hair gel. Trump isn't watching your show. He's running the country that you spent 8 years saying he would destroy. Spoiler, it's still here. You and your kind are what's fading. And he thought regurgitating Trump's Piggy line is your wife sucks at writing jokes. That is it doesn't make you look tough or clever or anything. The rest of us are laughing at you, not with you, for your jokes, while your audience shrinks to whatever's left of the cast of The View and both of your pathetic audiences. Enough with the Kimmels. Next up, again, can't avoid her, Congresswoman and professional fact allergy sufferer, Jasmine Crockett. She keeps saying the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Therefore, I have to keep calling it out. This first clip is from earlier in the year. She told the country multiple times that white supremacists commit 80% of the most violent crimes in America. 80%. Roll it.
you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists.
Let me make sure y'all got the facts. Most extreme crimes that take place in this country are committed by white supremacists. 80%.
You can yell it emphatically all you want, it doesn't make it true. We did Google it, Jasmine, since that's your favorite thing to say. It turns out that the 80% number that you're referring to is from ADL data on, wait for it, 25 whole extremist-related murders in an entire year. I don't like one person being murdered, much less 25, but let's put it in perspective, shall we? The total U.S. murders that same year, over 21,000. So your 80% of the most violent crimes is actually 0.1% of actual violent crime and murders. Do you really want to get into where the majority of the other 99.9% of the murders come from? Daily, in our inner cities? Until you take some accountability, we cannot reduce those numbers. And I'd like to. Quit pointing fingers at the wrong people. Congratulations, you played yourself to look the fool again. But I have more. She wasn't done yet. More recently, she doubled down. Everything seems to be all white, white, white with this woman. If she hates white people so much, I have bad news for her. This country is still almost 70% white. She is free to go if we're so bad. Roll this clip.
Let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists. But we don't want to talk about that in this country.
Ma'am, Jasmine, being an American and a racist isn't a deportable offense. Being in the country illegally is. And if we're doing a body count, the illegal immigrant crime stats versus the 20 whole guys in the Kentucky woods with swastika tattoos and white hoods isn't even a conversation. Those people keep to themselves. They're fucking assholes, but they keep to themselves. To say they're committing all the crimes is just wrong. But sure, keep yelling. You can Google it while you race bait for attention. The only thing dangerous here is your relationship with basic arithmetic. You are not informing anyone of anything, Jasmine. You're radicalizing the exact kind of useful idiots who think facts are colonialist. Crockett just, I think she likes it. I think she really likes to just say stupid shit and piss everybody off. I think that's her whole deal. So, moving on. Speaking of people who love America so much, they keep trying to turn it into somewhere else. How about Representative Ilhan Omar, another return guest on my show? Let me be very clear. This is important. I have trashed her a ton on this show. My disdain for her has nothing to do with her being a Muslim. I have many Muslim friends, and they know who they are. And that's not what this is about. This has to do with how she wants to make America like the place she fled. Our country is more welcoming than most. And for those of you smirking at that, go look up how hard it is to live in countries around the world. We have been this melting pot, as we're called, since we formed this great nation. But you need to respect our culture, and there is one, and at least try to assimilate. You do not get to come here, especially now holding office, and disrespect the country. And that is what Omar does. So with that being said, here she gave a speech in Minneapolis, in Somali dialect, by the way, in front of a mural the size of a Best Buy, welcoming our president Hassan Sheikh Mohammed to his home. Roll this, guys.
caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa aniga adeeraan ugu wacaa asigana gabarteeyu idhahaa madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogo dhan waa gurigooda
Jesus Christ, this lady. Let me add additional translation for the Americans in the room. I'm an elected United States Congresswoman, and I just declared a section of Minnesota sovereign Somali territory. If Somalia is home, Ilhan, there's a nonstop flight leaving MSP every day. I'll Venmo you for the one-way ticket. We are good here. We have enough to worry about. We don't want this country to be like Somalia. It's a shithole there. And the fact that she is still in Congress while saying this out loud tells you everything about how broken the modern left's priorities are. And what about that creepy part about her calling him her uncle and him calling her his girl? I suppose coming from the woman who allegedly married her brother to get U.S. citizenship, I'm not surprised. It's okay to welcome the president of Somalia here, but to call him our president and call Somalia your home, and it's the home of Minneapolis. It's not. All right, let's move on from Ilhan Omar. I just can't with her, or Jasmine, or any of these fucking people. Lastly, though, and it's not funny because this guy is possibly the front runner for the Democratic Party in 2028. You know him, the man, the myth, the hair gel legend, California Governor Gavin Newsom. Again. He went on a podcast and said this: "There's nothing I dislike more than a politician who lies to you, and we all just roll our eyes like, give me a break." And he said it with a very smug look, which you'll see in a moment. Gavin, you beautiful, hypocritical disaster. We're going to roll some receipts, right, boys? Let's go.
Not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree.
But where did that even?
No more Latinx, everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about? Impactful this has been on the Latinx community. Latinx community politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. Nothing I dislike more than the politician that sits there and lies to you. And we all just sit there rolling our eyes going, give me a break.
I don't really even need to say much, but video kills the radio star, Governor. It also kills the presidential aspirations when it turns out you lie about dumb shit no one even cares about, much less the important things. Imagine being so detached. You forget cameras exist in 2025. You love to say, California, my California, the fourth largest economy in the world. But you leave out first in homelessness, first in people fleeing, and first in governors who can't keep their own bullshit straight. 2028 is going to be a blast. Vance will crush you, dude. You need to rethink things, Gavin. So let's recap tonight's Meltdown menu. Late night millionaires disowning family for wrongthink. Congresswoman inventing crime statistics out of thin air. Elected officials pledging allegiance to foreign countries on U.S. soil. And a governor who lies about using the word Latinx while his state burns behind him. This is not a political movement anymore. It's a support group for people who lost an election and can't find the off-ramp to reality. The good news is every time they open their mouths like this, they lose 10,000 more normal people who are just tired of the hysterics. And for that, I say, keep going, guys. You're doing our job for us. And I also have plenty of material for the show. So thank you. That's it for tonight. Like and subscribe and comment and all the things I hate to say. I really do like chatting with most of you. Some of you like to troll. And I'll deal with that as well. Spread the word. You and all of us, we're a team. So get some people on board and let's continue to call this out. We can't just sit back and let people spout the bullshit. So stay grounded, stay pissed off, also stay laughing, stay in the fray. Love you guys.
All you gotta do is just listen up.